All right. Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And Michael is going to light our candle and explain the significance of that.
Well, hi, good morning. And so I light our candle here, and it has two wicks. Uh, Again, coming from the one source, which Diana will talk about today. So the first candle we light is that of the divinity candle, and again, what that recognizes is the divinity within us, as us, and through us. It's God as us. The second candle I light is that of the community candle. So again, as you can see, that when I lit that flame, it again it uh, it's a lighter. It's puts forth more light, and that's because of the light of us together.
All right. Well, thank you. John, you want to lead us in a song?
All right, here we are again to the start of another new month. 3 weeks or less than 3 weeks to spring. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an on a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. Working together with the skills of many hands, helping each other make the best life we can. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an on a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. Life becoming better as harm and suffering cease. With kindness for each other, we live and grow in peace. Making a new start, awareness growing here and there, as we care for one another, love flowers everywhere. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. For living in a better way. For living in a better way.
All right. Thank you very much, John. So today we start our series of um, spiritual mind treatment. We're going to be talking about the 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment. And I will be starting it off. And then Carol Ann will do week 2, Michael will do week 3, John will do week 4, and then Michael will do week 5, but week 5 will be a combination kind of discussion at the same time. So anyways, so that's what's coming up. Michael's going to do 365, and then John's going to do his song, and Michael's going to do the meditation, and that's pretty much what's going on. So thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. And so we read every Sunday from Science of Mind 365, which is available. And today for March the 2nd, the theme is unifying with spirit, unifying with spirit. And they quote from the Old Testament as, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." This is the statement of the unity of all life. Einstein believed in one physical law that comprehends, coordinates, and synthesizes all physical laws. This from the greatest mathematician of modern times. Philosophically and spiritually viewed, is no different from saying that there must be one final mind, power, spirit, or reality in the universe, flowing in and through all things and governing all things. And this is what we mean when we say that God is all that there is. Science, logic, mathematics, reason, and revelation are on the side of the one who boldly proclaims the allness of God. We shall do well to follow this path because it means that in the last analysis, right has no opposite, good cannot be denied. Feeling and thinking and sensing this allness, we enter into conscious communion with it. And in some subtle way we do not understand, its essence flows out into our acts, spilling itself in and through and as everything that we do, and bringing to bear upon the problems of life an intelligence greater than the human and the power that is transcendent. So you can pray with me with Dr. Holmes. It says, "Today I am affirming the supremacy of good, and everything within me responds to this thought, understanding its meaning and announcing its presence. There is a power flowing through me into everything that I do and think, automatically making everything whole. There is a transcendence, coordinating, unifying, and causing the all experience of my life to blend into its unity, into its oneness, and proclaiming the power of its might. As a child accepts life without question and love without argument and action without anxiety, so do I spontaneously accept the operation of this power as the divine governor of everything that I do, the divine provider for all of my needs, and the divine presence diffused through all of my thinking." From the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, "They seek me daily and delight to know my ways. They take delight in approaching to God." Science of Mind 365. John, we can't hear you. John, we can't hear you.
There we go. Love is in our hearts. Love is in our minds. Love is helping us with being good and kind. Living lovingly in our hearts and minds, living lovingly, being good and kind. Joy is in our hearts, joy is in our minds, joy is helping us with being good and kind. Living joyfully in our hearts and minds, living joyfully, being good and kind. Peace is in our hearts, peace is in our minds, peace is helping us with being good and kind. Living peacefully in our hearts and minds, living peacefully, being good and kind. Being good and kind.
So let's turn with it. Go with it. And you can choose to close your eyes or not, but I'm going to choose to do so. And as you do so, again, just take a deep breath in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And as you continue to breathe, breathe from your heart. Breathe that cool breath in, inhale, and exhale the warm. Breathe in cool air, and exhale the warm. And you can continue to do that as we continue on and know the absolute truth that there is only love, there's only life, light, peace, power, beauty, joy, abundance, wisdom, and creativity. Those are the aspects of the divine. Whether you call it God, Allah, Krishna, Buddha, doesn't matter. It's the all that is. The all that is. And the all that is everywhere present. It's everywhere powerful. It's everywhere all-knowing. It's everywhere active. This one life lives in and through and as its creation. So being that it lives and has its being in and through and as me, and in and through and as each and every person who is on this call and or is watching in the future. Because we recognize, realize, sense, and know that there's only one, and this one is living its life in and through and as us. Feel that, know that. Any thought that that's not true, just let that thought go. That's not the truth. The truth is that the light of God in you, as you, and through you, right here and right now, illuminates your heart, your mind, and your affairs. That you are the light of God expressing. So knowing that today, I just now speak the word for our wonderful gathering, Summit Center for Spiritual Living. And I know that as we meet today, that the whole world is blessed as we begin our study in what makes prayer work, using the 5 steps of affirmative spiritual mind treatment. We allow ourselves not just to hear the words, but to feel the words, and to know that, again, that there is something that's beyond the words that we use in treatment. To allow that to come forth now. That infinite intelligence that is expressing its life in and through and as us. I just now know that as Diana speaks today, her words are wonderfully clear, and what they do is they affect us at a deep level. They awaken within us and takes away any type of doubt or fear, recognizing that the one life expressing in us, as us, and through us is also creative through us. So as we are consciously creative, as we allow ourselves to consciously create, the world becomes heaven on earth. So I just give great thanks for each and every person watching and every person on this call. And I just now know that everyone is blessed now. Everyone is blessed now for us being here together. That our lives are changed today. Our lives are enriched and transformed. Because again, not only have we gathered together, but we have shared in that one life together. So again, giving great thanks and knowing that it is so, that our gathering is blessed and everything that we do is blessed and love. We just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, infinite life as us. Thank you. So if you agree with me, you may say with me, and so it is.
Love is in our hearts. Love is in our minds. Love is helping us with being good and kind. Living lovingly in our hearts and minds. Living lovingly, being good and kind. Being good and kind.
And as you open your eye and open your cameras, look into the eyes of those on camera. Look beyond the name and see those with their eyes. There he is. And I see Hannah's eyes, even though she's not opening her camera. All right. And now it is time for the main event. It is Diana Mangus speaking on the first of 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment, which is recognition.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And as I was preparing, I got back into my teaching tools from Science of Mind Foundations class. And I have quite a few things. Everything that you're going to hear is either from the Science of Mind itself, the text, or it is from the Science of Mind study from the foundations class, or even the facilitators information for teaching it. So I knew what I had to start with. What is the difference between prayer and treatment? people don't know what, sometimes they say, what treatment? What are you talking about with treatment? Okay, well, I'm going to go right to chapter 9 of the Science of Mind, called Prayer. And it says this: one of the questions most frequently asked about the science of mind is, are prayers and treatments identical? The answer to this question is both yes and no. If one prays his prayer in a recognition of Spirit's omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence, and the realization of man's unity with Spirit, then his prayer is a spiritual treatment. If, on the other hand, one is holding to the viewpoint that God is some far off being whom we would approach with doubt in this thought, wondering if by some good luck he may be able to placate God or persuade him of the wisdom of one's request, then there is but little similarity between prayer and treatment. Nothing could bring greater discouragement than to labor under the delusion that God is a being of moods, who might answer some prayers and not others. That is terrible, that we would think that God only answers some prayers. So, anyways, we're going to go a little bit further. It says if it would be difficult to believe in a God who cares more for one person than for another, there can be no God who is kindly disposed one day and cruel the next. There can be no God who creates us with tendencies and impulses we can scarcely comprehend and then eternally punish us when we make mistakes. God is a universal presence, an impersonal observer, a divine and impartial giver, forever pouring himself into his creation, or itself into its creation. Most men believe in God in prayer, but our idea of prayer changes our idea of God as God changes. And it is natural for each of us to feel that way when we are praying, if we are praying a correct way. But bear in mind that the prayers which are effective, no matter whose prayers they may be, are effective because they embody certain universal principles which, understood, can be consciously used. And then he has this in big type, which means, this is really important. If God answered prayer, he always answers prayer. Since he is the same yesterday, today, and forever, if there seems to be any failure in it, it's man's ignorance or misunderstanding of the will and nature of God. So it's a misunderstanding if we can't realize that God is everywhere and God is always answering every prayer. So God manifests himself through individuals. No two people are alike. Each have a unique place in the universe of mind. Each lives in mind. Each contacts it, though his mentality in an individual way, drawing from a unique expression of its divine nature. If one makes himself receptive to the idea of love, he becomes lovable. To the degree that he embodies love, he is love. So people who live are loved. So people who are loved are loved. So people who love are loved. Let me say that again. Whoever becomes receptive to the idea of peace, poise, and calm, whoever embodies these divine realities, finds them flowing through him and become peaceful, poised, and calm. So as we become more of that, we become more of spirit. We become closer to spirit. We become more of spirit in general. So Prayer is essential, not to the salvation of the soul, for the soul is never lost, but to the conscious well-being of the soul that does not understand itself. If there is a God as a heavenly as a dictator, something apart from that lives, moves, and has its being where we are, then we are certain to believe ourselves disconnected from this infinite presence. And the inevitable consequence of such thinking would be terrible fear that we should never be able to make contact with it. But if we know God as an indwelling presence, our prayer is naturally addressed to this presence in us. We long for and we need for conscious union with the infinite. This is necessary to the nature and intelligence and the intelligence of man as food for the well-being of the physical body. Cause and effect are but two sides of thought, and spirit being all is both cause and effect. Prayer then is its own answer. The Bible tells us, before they call, will I answer. Before our prayer is framed into the words, God has already answered it. But if our prayer is one of partial belief, then there is only a tendency towards its answer. If it's the next day we wholly doubt, then there is no answer at all. In dealing with mind, we are dealing with a force that we cannot control. So spirit is always answering, but by our ability to believe and receive. It's our belief of whatever it is. God is real to the one who believes in the Supreme Summit, in the Supreme Spirit, real to the soul and the senses, its unity with the whole. Every day and every hour, we are meeting eternal realities of life. And it's such a greed as we cooperate with each other, eternal realities in life, in love, peace, and wisdom, and in joy. Believing and receiving, we are automatically blessed. Our prayer is answered before it's uttered. Our prayer is answered before it's uttered. Okay, so that takes me to another section. That was from the Science of Mind text, chapter 9. But then I was looking at the Facilitator's Guide. Let me get that up here just a moment. Okay, so we need to talk about wholeness, because if we don't have wholeness, it's not going to work. Well, it's not going to work as quickly. Let's put it that way. When we realize that there is wholeness, that makes a big difference. I've got to get to the right spot. I do apologize. I have to jump around my, I think, several places here. And I need to actually, the next one I'm getting to is the foundation, from the actual Foundations of Science of Mind. The guide for this. Where the thing about wholeness goes. Oh my goodness. Anyways, wholeness is our being. It's our natural state of being. There is no ill health. There's only perfect health. There is no lack. It's only abundance. There is no fear, it's only peace, because that is what spirit is. And as we realize this and we take this into our wholeness, we become aware of it. So from the what I'm taking from the actual foundations workbook is the thing about science of mind. Now we have to understand that since we are whole, underneath everything, that no matter what, we are always well. There is always abundance. There is always peace. There is always love. And as long as we realize that and start accepting that to be and making that more and more of our part of our thinking and part of our believing, wholeness automatically fills in where things that didn't feel that they were so whole start becoming whole again. So there is, for spiritual mind treatment, there are 5 steps: recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release. And there is a technique for spiritual mind treatment that can be taught, and there's something vital to a treatment that cannot be taught. That which can be taught is outlined here for you as steps for treatment. That can be taught, that's which cannot be taught, is your own identification with the center and the source of your own being. This is a felt sense that you must discover and foster within yourself through continuous awareness of the presence that surrounds and indwells you. It is the fire that you feel within yourself that fuels through the truth of spirit as your source and substance of life. The spiritual practices taught in this course, are here for you to nurture your ability to access the fire of life that resides within you. Practice and implement them as we assist you in enriching your own sense of knowing and experiencing the truth. And that's directly from the study guide. And then they talk about recognition and unification. The first 2 steps of treatment, recognition and unification, form a portal through which you allow your perception of the wholeness to shine, illuminating every work you think, speak, or write. It is important to establish the feeling aspect of your connection to these 2 steps before moving on in treatment. The degree in which you know and feel this truth will directly impact the effectiveness of your treatment. Make conscious use of the principle for the definite purpose by establishing that action is deeper inner perception and conviction of the spiritual truth about yourself and any conditions related to the treatment. When I was becoming a practitioner, part of the stuff that you had to learn was, my goodness, I'm sorry. Well, some of the things that you had to do is you had to go see another practitioner. You had to go see 3 different practitioners as part of our training. And I remember going to Bobby Presley, very wonderful, wonderful practitioner. And when I went to her, and we talked about whatever the problem was. And when we got to the point where she was actually doing prayer treatment for me, the treatment was probably 20 minutes long. But of that 20 minutes, 18 of it was done with recognition and unification. It was getting you into that point of that if you did not know spirit was there, underlying everything, and not feeling inside of you, then wow, you weren't going to make anything out of this. But it only took a moment for then her to claim what it was that we were talking about, declaring what we wanted or I wanted, and give thanks and then release it. But it was, like I said, it was the good of that 20 minutes. There were 18 of it was felt in recognition and unification. Is so important. So let me see. Okay, so what I want to read. This is now from this facilitator's guide, and I want to talk about what treatment is and what treatment is not, because that's important to know too. Being still and letting the presence be felt so clearly that I can realize and declare the spiritual truth of any situation. It's not attempting to reach God. God is always present, always within and as me. It is allowing divine truth to flow through me into manifestation without hindrance for my false beliefs, not putting my own power into the changing of the condition or trying to overcome God's reluctance to correct the apparent wrong. It is consciously clearing away the perception of false beliefs from a condition to reveal the truth that was always there, not manipulating or coercing people or events to bring about personal desired change. I'm sorry. It is understanding that mind in essence and mind in form are one and the same. Hence, there being no difference in no difference in the essence between my thought and what it becomes. Not attempting to exert spiritual. It's not attempting to exert spiritual control of the material universe or through the spiritual of the material we're separate entities. Give me just one moment. I do apologize. Okay, it is realizing the words I speak in treatment are the channels for flow of grace, which is tapped by the consciousness back of my words. It's not thinking that the one treating is doing the work, because it's not. Realizing that since a human being is the substance of life, there is a perfect spiritual idea within every individual, no matter what he or she is experiencing, and this truth can be realized and declared. Now, this goes on, and there's like 3 more things that I'll just read it anyways. It's not denying that the person is suffering. Illness and suffering do exist in human experience. Treatment is the place where the power of truth is remembered, clearing the false belief or the perception of any idea that the condition has a power. It is allowing myself to realize and declare the divine truth about myself and the condition being treated. And so it is. It is not persuading God to change his mind or to suspend the universal laws on my behalf. God, wouldn't that be nice if I could, though? So, but anyways, and accepting that it is accepting every discovery in medical fields is as much a revelation of universal wisdom as new interpretation of life, not disallowing other forms of healing, such as medicine, surgery, psychiatry, diet, etc. So those are important things to keep in mind, what it is and what it is not. And oh my goodness. Okay, so let me get into actually what recognition is. So now I need to go back to the actual, okay, here we go. Recognition. God is all there is. That's what recognition is. God is all there is. It's that simple. You could just do that if you wanted to. But you put it in your own words. And so like I acknowledge the oneness, the allness, the wholeness of God. I express my deep conviction that God is all there is, that there is nothing anywhere but God, that there is no spot, no situation where God is not, because God is all inclusive, that God is the infinite love that rules the universe through the laws of being. I am wholly immersed in my awareness of the presence and the power over, and through all that is. And I allow this awareness to flood my being, bringing peace and serenity. I know that all is love and all is law. Now that was when they're trying to explain what it is. It's always good to start with a purpose when you're first learning to do treatment, to use this purpose statement. And that purpose statement should always be not the problem, but you're going to put in the solution on that statement. So if you're having problems with health challenge, then the solution is perfect health or wholeness. It's not. It's not expressing the problem more. They're expressing the actuality, which is that which is under which is all there is, which is that is spirit there. When we realize this and we go use this on our recognition statement, just knowing that God is all there is and accepting that God is all there is, and just really beginning to feel that it's all about feeling and belief. And that is why when, let's say I go to a practitioner and the practitioner, or I just call them on the phone or whatever, that it does not matter. The practitioner is only treating themselves. They're not really treating me. They're treating their thoughts about what I am thinking, or what I'm thinking I might be thinking, or whatever. They're treating my thoughts. They're treating the thoughts about what they know is to be true. So there is really no illness. There really is no lack. They're treating the fact that spirit is there always. Spirit is with us always. So I'm going to go to something that I'm going to finish with this is actually from a Foundations workshop, the Spiritual Mind Treatment workshop. I'm going to finish with another meditation, but this meditation is what you should feel like once you're done, especially with oh my goodness, come on, get down to where I need you to be. This meditation, well, you'll get the feeling of what it is you should be at by the time that you get through recognition and unification. So I just want you to relax with me. That's really, really the Step 0, always relaxing. So let's just take in a deep breath, release and relax. Feel your breath going in and out. Become very aware of your breathing. Now reflect on the presence of God and the atmosphere around you. Sense the light and the love of God as it goes in and out with each breath. See yourself bathed in the energy of the universe, that which permeates everything. Now notice the sensations within your body. Notice the feeling of your skin, the touch of your clothing on your skin. Feel the sensations in your mouth, your tongue resting on your teeth. Notice any bodily sensations and reflect that every sensation is a biochemical process of the energy and power and presence that is the creative life within you. Feel God's power at work within you. Listen and hear the sounds of God around you. Every sound reflects the work of some divine action taking place. Now ask yourself, what do I know of God? Begin naming what you know about God. God is love. God is life. God is lavish abundance. Now let go, saying God is, and contemplate the qualities of the ultimate. Say the words softly and absorb their meaning to you. Harmony, peace, total wellness, perfect wisdom. Imagine you are opening your heart and mind to all good things. Feel the good feeling, feel the good welling up within you. Know that words spoken from a spiritual consciousness have the power to manifest truly, and the wholeness, peace, and well-being, to initiate, train, to change and wash away false limitation. Feel the wisdom within you. Listen for the intuitive voice. Know that you can follow this wisdom into action. Now open your eyes and look around the room. Look at each other. Notice that you are God in expression. Notice that you are now seeing through the eyes of love. Now, hopefully I explained recognition, or at least maybe you felt what recognition is. So thank you. All right, is there any questions or comments?
I think you summed it up really well, Dan, and I really like the progression. I think that again, some wonderful teacher from Youngstown, this Caroline Drick. I always keep hearing her in my mind. Is that you got to feel it? You got to feel it. You got to feel that presence and power. You got, it's not just the words, but you got to have that energy. So, or feel the energy. So yeah, that was excellent. And the whole idea of, again, that that there is this anthropomorphic God that's out there, or again, people have thought of God as being anthropomorphic or human out there, but again, that all the great teachers, sages, and saints, that yes, there is God everywhere present, but God dwelling in the holy tabernacle of us. So, and we'll have a more of a explanation of unification next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, that was absolutely powerful. I think it is the most powerful explanation that I have heard of recognition. And to close with actually moving into the presence and feel it was just incredible. It was just, and it really helped me to, I think, reaffirm. I think that's what it is, the power in the presence. You know, we can say the words, but when we have the feeling behind it that is coming through, it's setting everything up. Just like with the unification, with those 2 steps, for then to speak the truth and have it immediate effects of it. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Very, very good.
So I can't take that because it was all in the Science of Mind Foundations course, every bit of it. And
But the difference is you internalized it. You just weren't reading. You had internalized it, and that's what made it powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, the words themselves do not have the power. It is the person behind the words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
thank you. All right, I'm going to turn it over to John to do a song now.
Life is present. We've heard it before. Life flows on with it and around us everywhere. Life is there. It follows and inspires our thinking. Life is present everywhere. Consciousness is always rising. Life is flowing all along. Awareness is always growing, awakening in the living song. All around us, life is happening everywhere. Life is there, recognizing and attuning. Life is present everywhere. Consciousness is always rising. Life is flowing all along. Awareness is always growing, awakening in the living song. Consciousness is always rising. Life is flowing all along. Awareness is always growing, awakening in the living song. Hearing sounds, perceiving visions everywhere. Life is there, opening to what it offers. Life is present everywhere. Life is present everywhere.
Thank you, John. And it is that time where we have the opportunity to give. There are several ways you can give. You can go to Zelle, or you can go to PayPal, and you would go to SSC of Akron at gmail.com. That's SSC of Akron at gmail.com. And you can give that way. Or you can do a check. And that check with the word summit on it would be sent to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. Okay. So let's take our gifts, symbolic gift or an actual gift, and right top over left, and just know that all that we have, all that we give, all that we receive is blessed in a very special way. And that it not only goes to the work of Summit Center, it also goes back to the people who gave 10 times a month. So it is Summit. All right, how about some good morning?
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good and more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
All right, thank you, John. Time for quick announcements, and I do apologize that I went a little over time. So, anyways.
New Thought Media Network. That's what I do during the week, and would love to have you experience it. And I would love to put together a foundations class to go through what Diana said. So if you're interested, please get a hold of me, and I'll probably have that co-taught by my meditation teacher, that Carol Ann Drick person. So she didn't know this, but anyhow. So yeah, I think it's Diana's saying it, but it's very powerful. The foundations gives you an opportunity to really experience the power of not only meditation, but also of spiritual mind treatment. And so if you're interested at all, we will make it available to you. All right. Thank you.
John?
YesWise.com is the location of YesWise Inspiry, my weekly or every other week blog, whenever I get to it, inspirational blog or vlog. And then I have seminars there, and especially the Holistic Natural Health Wellness Seminar, the first one in my series, is up and available to study and learn at YesWise.com.
Great. Well, Carol Ann, did you have? No?
Don't have anything, working on a few things, and when they're ready, I will be sure and let everyone know.
Sounds wonderful. Okay. All right. So just reminder that Carol Ann will be talking about unification next week. And that'll be, I know it's already going to be awesome. So am I forgetting something besides doing our moment of silence? Okay, I'm going to do it then. I'm going to bring us in and bring us out. Light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. Presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are,
God.
and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
Thank you so much. That ends our service. And again, we hope that you come back next week. Anna, you can go ahead and end our Facebook feed.